Total Pro Sports presents the 15 worst trades in NFL history. The NFL is a fun sport. Touchdown celebrations, big hits, uniting Americans together, and of course the superstars. But sometimes the greatest moments don't happen without major trades. And in our list here, some mind-boggling trades changed the landscape of the NFL. Here are the 15 worst trades in NFL history. Number 15, West heads north. The Miami Dolphins decided there was no use for little-known wideout Wes Welker, who was used as a special teams return man primarily. The New England Patriots traded for him, giving up a second and seventh-round pick in 2007. All he did was lead the Patriots to a near-perfect season in his first year. He became a consistent 100-reception and 1,000-yard receiver for the Pats. Number 14, Roy becomes a Cowboy. During the 2008 season, the Dallas Cowboys decided to go all in and trade for Detroit Lions superstar wide receiver Roy Williams. The Cowboys gave up the farm for him, a first, third, and sixth-round pick in the 2009 draft. However, the former 1,000-yard receiver couldn't find chemistry with Tony Romo and never panned out. Number 13, Randy Moss. The Oakland Raiders' fortunes were supposed to change when they got Moss from the Minnesota Vikings in 2005. Or not. He played 2 disappointing seasons with the club before being traded for a fourth-round pick in the 2007 draft. All Moss did was set the record for most touchdowns in a season with 23, while helping Tom Brady hit 50 touchdowns in their first season together. Number 12, a large and trade mistake. Steve Largent had quite an NFL career as an elite wide receiver. The Houston Oilers could have had him for a long time, but they were thrilled to trade him to the Seattle Seahawks for an 8th-round pick before they gave him a shot. All Largent did was have 8 1,000-yard seasons while making 7 Pro Bowlers. Seattle didn't need to give up much to acquire a legend. Number 11, turning over a new leaf. The 1998 NFL Draft is best remembered for 2 things: Peyton Manning, an all-time great cornerback, going first overall to the Indianapolis Colts, and can't-miss prospect Ryan Leaf going second. The San Diego Chargers wanted him, so they traded their 3rd overall pick, another first and second-round pick, and star Eric Metcalf to the Arizona Cardinals. You know the rest. Leafs considered the biggest bust ever. Number 10, a very big mistake. The Seattle Seahawks had quarterback Rick Meyer from 1993 to 1996, and he was very mediocre to say the least. But in 1997, the Chicago Bears were convinced he was their future quarterback, as they got him and a 4th-round pick for a 1st-round pick. He started 7 games for them. The rest is history. Number 9, horseshoe mistake. Marshall Faulk is arguably the greatest running back to ever live. As such, trading away a player like him will always be head-scratching. After a successful 5-year tenure with the Colts, he was traded for a 2nd and 5th-round pick to the St. Louis Rams, where he helped them win a title. Needless to say, the Colts would surely do this over again. Number 8, doing the Packers a far favor. There's a reason the Atlanta Falcons didn't win a Super Bowl in the 90s, while the Green Bay Packers did and were among the league's elite. That was because of the Brett Favre trade. The Falcons took Favre 33rd overall in the 1991 draft. He attempted for passes with them and was traded to the Packers for a 1st-round pick. Favre became a 3-time MVP and Super Bowl champion. Number 7, mistake in the Capitol. The 2012 NFL entry draft consisted of 2 can't-miss quarterbacks: Andrew Luck, who was taken first by the Colts, and Robert Griffin III. The Washington Redskins snatched the Rams' overall 2nd pick to take RG3 by trading away 3 first-round picks and a 2nd-rounder. He led Washington to the playoffs in year 1, but was hampered by injuries, clashed with management, and released in 2016. Number 6, want to trade? You Bettis. Jerome the Bus Bettis was one of the league's most powerful running backs, hence the nickname. 13,662 rushing yards and 91 touchdowns sounds pretty, as does a Super Bowl 40 championship and 6 Pro Bowls. After 3 years with the Rams franchise, they traded him and a 3rd-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2nd and 4th-round selection, where he became an icon in the Steel City. Number 5, trading away a young star. San Francisco 49ers legend Steve Young did nearly the impossible, replacing 4-time Super Bowl champion quarterback Joe Montana. A 3-time Super Bowl champ and a big-game MVP, Young kept the 49ers' dominance rolling after Joe Poole was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. In 1987, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded him to the 49ers for 2nd and 4th-round picks. Needless to say, they gave up on a young man named Steve Young too early. Number 4, Saints sell farm for Ricky Williams. It's not hard to understand why Mike Ditka failed as head coach of the New Orleans Saints with his trade for troubled running back Ricky Williams. He gave up most of the team's picks they held in 1999, as well as a first and third rounder in 2000. If this was an Adrian Peterson-type player, it'd be worth it. The only problem is he spent just 3 years with the team and didn't become a franchise savior they wanted. Number 3, the wrong Elway. It's hard to blame the Baltimore Colts here. They did take John Elway first overall in the 1983 draft, but Elway refused to play for them and requested a trade. But it doesn't mean the trade worked for both sides. Elway led the Broncos to Super Bowl championships in 1998 and 99 to end his career. The Colts got Chris Hinton, Mark Herman, and a first-round pick the following year, but they didn't do anything close to what Elway did. Number 2, HADL away. Had it not been for the likes of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers as legendary quarterbacks for the Green Bay Packers, the John HADL trade would remain an awful moment in Packers lore. But all has been forgiven for the most part. Nearing the twilight of his career, the Packers gave up their first and second round picks in 1975 and 1976, plus a third rounder to acquire HADL from the Rams. 9 touchdowns and 29 picks in 22 games doesn't spell a good trade. And number 1, walking away with a dynasty. Ironically, you can make a safe argument that the Dallas Cowboy dynasty of the 90s that won 3 Super Bowls was thanks to a man who wasn't part of it, running back Herschel Walker. 18 players and draft picks were part of the deal, and Dallas got standouts Emmitt Smith and Darren Woodson, who were huge in winning the championships. Cowboys fans have thanked the Minnesota Vikings for sacrificing virtually everything to get Walker. It gave Big D3 championships. What's the worst trade you wish your favorite team never did? Tell us in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please click like. If you didn't subscribe, now's a good time to do so. We upload 7 videos a week. As always, we thank you so much for watching.